Hey, what's going on? You're now tuned in to PVD Horror Gaming. I'm Brandon, and today I'm joined by two of my buddies. I got my buddy Adam and my buddy Mark. I'm gonna throw the mic to you guys and let you guys, plug your podcast and everything else you guys post for content. So I'm gonna start with Adam. I'm gonna throw that to you.
Well, thanks for having me, man.
No problem.
So probably for people that have known me before, I've changed my name like 1,000 times on Instagram. It's probably a joke at this point, but I kind of started this new thing, almost kind of thanks to Brandon as well for kind of inspiring me to kind of get my love for gaming back. So I'm sharing more gaming stuff along with my movie stuff. So previously I was kind of just more about sharing movies, and now like I discovered my love for gaming even more now. So on Instagram I'm press start to escape, and that's all. I just have Instagram. So
There you go. Mark, you want to throw your shit out there?
Okay, I'm on hiatus at the moment, but my podcast is Midnight Social Distortion, and I'm also proud that Brandon get me back into gaming pretty hard because I'll be honest, the last thing I played was Red Dead 2. I still haven't beat that, but
Mm.
I he kept I wasn't gonna buy RE9. I wanted to buy it at launch, but he kept like, hey, I got this, I got it pre-order, I got this. I'm like, yeah, let me go ahead and get it because it was literally a day. I pre-ordered a day before it dropped, and I'm glad I did. So I will be sharing more of that. But yeah, my podcast is Midnight Social Distortion. I'm on Instagram as Marco Estes or Midnight Social Distortion, whichever one. I'm also have a blog, a column over at Horror Movie Blog, and I am also a staff writer for Fantastic Magazine. So yeah.
Nice.
nice.
I appreciate you guys coming on, and yeah, that's the main thing when it comes down to, man. We talk about that all the time, like gaming and shit. You gotta kind of keep going. You have to keep your love alive for, the shit that you enjoy doing, what I mean? Because we're living in stressful times right now, so
Yeah.
gotta escape somehow. So I'm
True
glad that you guys are on this fucking journey with me because, I'm able to talk about games with you guys, and Resident Evil has always been one of my favorite franchises. So shout out to Capcom because on March 22nd, they just celebrated 30 years of Resident Evil. That is fucking crazy.
It's
That's
crazy.
nuts.
I mean, I remember begging my parents. I had to get the greatest hits Resident Evil version, so I
Mm.
didn't get the two disc version though. But once I got the Joker, it was a wrap. It was a wrap.
Now, what was your first experience with Resident Evil, Adam?
So I had my parents are pretty cool, man. Like they, besides the movie life, but with gaming especially. So when it came to Resident Evil, I they they were really cool about teaching us that as long as you don't get scared and realize that monsters aren't really real, like these kinds of uh, fantastic monsters. They were really cool about us kind of like exploring even horror games back then. My first one was the director's cut, uh, Resident Evil 1.
Yep.
Um, and then it kind of just like got on from there and everything. And then like anytime it was like featured in like PlayStation Magazine, always had to I always had to have those, man. The PlayStation Magazine was kind of like my Bible as a
Yeah.
kid. So it was just every time it came out and everything. Um, and then like I know I lost probably a decent bit of obviously my PlayStation 1 games from a
Mhm.
kid, but like there's a store actually near me called the Exchange that sells like used stuff, and I kind of robbed them of every PlayStation 1 game that they had. They had the director's cut, the double disc, uh, Nemesis to like all the
Mm.
PlayStation 1s. Like I can't really play them right now. Like I don't have PlayStation 1 nor like a PS3 that has like the backwards compatibility and all that. But
Yep.
to me, they're just nice collectors from where I started. So
Yeah. Now, Mark, what was your first Resident Evil game that, got you into this whole thing? It was the director's cut or no?
It was director's cut because I didn't know it was the director's cut at the time because it just had Resident Evil. It might have had director's cut on it, but it had like the
Mm.
greatest hit green
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
label
Yep.
on the
That's the
side of it.
Yep.
And my parents decided to take pity on us and bought us a PlayStation for that Christmas. And they were like, my parents are very frugal when it comes to stuff, and that's why I didn't really game as much growing up. Like everybody talking about Castlevania and other stuff, I didn't play none of that. I was playing like Resident Evil and Spyro the Dragon and shit like that.
yeah.
Anything that was like a
Nice.
1999,
Yep.
And so I got that, and I spent the entire weekend on that game, and I played Resident Evil One so much to the point where I would throw on some headsets and just do a quick binge session and just clear out everything in like an hour or 2 hours or something like that without knowing where all the jump spots, knowing all those secrets and stuff like that. And then when I got to, we went thrifting one day and somebody has, gave a thrift shop Resident Evil 2, the 2 disc.
Yep.
So I jumped on that. $10, of course, I had to have it. Got home and realized that there was only, I think, disc A, no, disc B. So it was like Claire A, Leon B. And I
Hmm.
was cause so I for the longest time I had not played Leon's version of Resident Evil 2, like his full story version. And then when I got like Adam was talking about PlayStation Magazine, I remember when they gave us the Resident Evil 3 Nemesis demo, tore it to hell. I mean, constantly played it
Oh,
over. And I think it peaked for me when Resident Evil Code Veronica came out on Dreamcast, and me being a diehard Resident Evil fan at this point, my parents like, "Where'd I give the sister just play one game?" My brother had his own system, his own Dreamcast system, and I was like, "Hey, Darian, I know this is sacrilege, but can I please borrow your Dreamcast to play Resident Evil Code Veronica?" After he cussed me out, and I completed. He went ahead and let me play it, and then he came and got it back like that Monday, and I had completed the game. Like I was like
ooh.
doing
Hmm.
like hardcore
Yep.
marathoning on that game so I can make sure to get it played. So yeah, I'm a big Resident Evil fan.
That's crazy because I think we're
Oh,
gonna get a
okay.
remake of Code Veronica. I think that's the next game that they're gonna
I
do.
pray.
Yes,
I
So
sir.
pray.
I'm looking forward to that because right now
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care for it, but some people want part five to be done over, and
Mm-mm.
I'm like I don't care for that one to be done over, and I don't think part six should get a remake either. So
5 and 6 were, I felt like they lost the plot. I remember that was where I kind of took a step back from the franchise because this one I had the 360 and I bought
mm,
the super, I think it was the platinum edition version that had like the gold cover and everything. And I beat five probably again a marathon session a weekend, and I was just
mm,
underwhelmed. I was so mad because I was just like, I didn't like the mechanics of it. And yeah, 6 I played it and was disgusted. But like you told me, um, I actually jumped back on 6 on my Switch, and I'm
yeah,
having a way better time than I did the first time around
I
playing
told
it.
you.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So Adam, if
Hmm.
you have a Switch or anything like that, like I was telling Mark last time, part six is to be played in handheld mode on the Switch because it's more of an arcade game. You know what I mean? And so you have a better time with it.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So, yeah, definitely for the
Okay.
listeners out there, definitely if you grab it, I think right now Capcom's having a sale anyway. So if you haven't
yes.
played in any Resident Evil games or anything like that, you can definitely pick up these games for like $10 or on the Nintendo store or Capcom shop. I think even part three remake is going for like $4 or something like that. So if you don't
Mm-hmm.
have that, grab it up. Um, Now, Adam, what Resident Evil game is your favorite of all time?
Oh, well, before nine came out, that's fairly hard, man, because so I enjoy two very well. I
Mm,
enjoy um I enjoy two very much. The remake. I love three actually. As you can
Yep.
see, I got my boy Nemesis with me.
Nemesis.
I love three, like because like playing even like the remaster of one, um,
Hmm.
and kind of going through that with Jill and everything, and then like revisiting three with Jill, and it's just I don't know. Nemesis is just a very fun game, but like two is almost a masterpiece to me. Two
Yeah.
is I didn't play it for a while, and then like when I kind of just like again got this I guess rediscovery of my love for games and stuff, and I forgot actually how scary Resident Evil 2 actually can be, especially the remake is there is some scare. We're allowed to swear on here,
Yeah,
right?
you're good.
I forget. I'm so sorry. It did scare the shit out of me, like when I played like replayed these games and everything. And then I think we're all on kind of the same page with like five and six. When I replayed six, I was like, it felt really weird playing it because it was just
Mm.
like it was weirdly paced. It was I don't know. I mean, as much as I love Leon, I mean it's just six just didn't really do it for me. Um, after nine came out, nine is definitely my favorite Resident Evil game. That was such a masterpiece
Yeah.
of storytelling, uh, action, and horror all in one, and that's what you want in Resident Evil, man.
There you go. Now, Mark, what is
Mm.
your favorite?
I'm about to jump on Adam's train there because before nine came out, I would say my favorite Resident Evil game was the remake of the original
Okay. Yep.
because I went the longest time thinking that it was like, beat by beat because I went on a friend's cabin trip and he was playing it because I had not played Zero up to that
Mm.
point, and I had not played the remake because a friend of mine in college told me, "Oh, because this when the remake came out on GameCube," and I was like, "I'm a broke college student at the moment. I can't afford to go buy, a system just to play one game."
Mm.
And he was like, "Oh, it's just a beat by beat. It's nothing different than the game you play, it was teenage, like earlier." I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'm not worried about it." Watching my friend play it at the cabin, and I was like, "What the hell are you playing?" He was like, "Resident Evil." I said, "I don't remember none of this because he did it." The character with the woman with the little she was like arrested or something like that. She
Yeah.
was busted. I'm like, who? I don't remember that. That it wasn't the real game. He said, "Oh, it's not like beat by beat." So I decided to go ahead and play it. And I remember having to have the gas thing, and I promise I'm wrap this up real quick. The thing had the lighter and the gas and stuff like that. I
Yep.
did not know what to do with that
Yep.
stuff. I thought it was supposed to mean to go to like light like a fireplace or something like that. It never dawned on me. I'm like, why is this zombie not disappearing like it's supposed to? Never paid any attention to it. Haven't read anything about them. Nothing. When that zombie jumped up and attacked me after I shot it like what an hour ago, I'm like, holy shit, what the hell's going on? I'm like, what the? And I'm getting my ass beat by the zombie, and I'm like, what is going? And I'm sitting there still not realizing that you're supposed to put the fire to them after you kill them.
Mm.
That was the first time I had to go because you remember back in the day we had our game magazines to sit there tell us what to do. We get stuck somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
I sat there, went to Google, and was like dead zombies on Resident Evil, and they're like, you're supposed to put them on fire. I'm like, oh, and so it became so I like to go through stuff like that and be, have this retain the fear and the dread
Mm.
that you felt when you were like 13 to 15 years old playing this game. Because I was 13 in 96, I believe. Um, it was just rewarding. So I liked playing that one a lot.
Yeah.
And then when I got to Resident Evil 9, because before Resident 9, I was like telling people you got to play Biohazard because that brought me back in. And
Yeah.
the only reason why I've still not played Village yet is because I explained it later on. But anyway, I jumped to 9 because a friend of mine told me, like, you don't have to play Village to, you don't have to have played Village to understand what's going on in 9. I said, okay, so
Hmm.
you and another friend. And so 9 has became my new favorite because when I tell you my nieces, I was staying at my parents that weekend, and my nieces were running in like, "What are you doing?" And they were like so enthralled. They were like, I had an audience, is what I'm trying to say, and
Nice.
they were like enthralled with like what I was doing, and they were like, "Yo," they were seeing stuff that I wasn't seeing because I was so like tunneled on it,
Hmm.
and they were
Hmm.
like, "Uncle Boo, it's right." I'm like, "Oh, stop, shit!" You know, so I really enjoyed nine, and I'm
Yeah,
glad that nine came out the ballpark and just whooped everybody's ass. It was a great, you know, duality going on there. It's, especially they took the best things about Resident Evil and put them in one game. You know, with
yeah,
Grace, you got the first person scare factor. 'Cause like I don't know if I told you, Brandon, but it's like when I played Grace, I was like, let me take my pills right quick. Let me take my pills. But when I got to play Leon again, it was like, okay, let's go. Let's go. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so nine is it's nine for me. It's nine for me. Nine for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Nine was a good time. Me and Adam, we were just joking around all the time because it finally released on February 27th, but I think all the way back in like December and January, there was like key moments like when we had the snowstorm or something happened. I'm like, why couldn't this
Oh
fucking
yeah.
game release today? Like
Yes,
this,
Yeah.
yes.
like I'm like, damn, like we just had that little countdown because we were all three of us were kind of like talk like in separate chats, but about this game and just being prepared and ready for it. And the day it
Yep.
released, man, it's like so crazy. You look back at it now, like that game already sold over 6 million copies.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
nuts. And like we're on social media and we're sharing, some of the gamers out there with their content, capturing footage, playing the game, like flipping out. This game has like some of the best memes out online right
Yes.
now. And so it's been cool, I mean, sharing that and
Yeah.
and watching everybody embrace, Resident Evil's history and kind of like feeling like how we were when we were kids because like the new generation is just eating this game up and they're loving it. And
Mhm.
so
yeah.
like for us we were able to grow up with this shit. And so I think that's what makes it really cool. Um
Agreed.
Yeah. I'm glad that we get so much content out of it because I don't
yeah.
remember this much content being produced when Village came out. But then again, I purposely avoided Village spoilers. I
Mm,
purposely avoided
Okay.
Village spoilers, and I don't remember that much coming out when Biohazard came out. But I don't know, maybe because I started
Mm-mm.
playing Resident, I did like hashtag RE now, and I was playing it, and all of a sudden I just kept my algorithm was like, oh, you want more content, and they just kept sending me like meme after reactionary thing, and that has been my favorite pastime lately. Has been like seeing people play Resident Evil 9 and just
mm.
freaking the f
Mm.
out, freaking the fuck out. So
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, and it's
Yep.
funny that you bring that up about like the other content for, Resident Evil 7 and 8. Uh this released right here. This is the generation pack, you know what I mean? And this comes with
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, this is
Damn, you
that was
got that? That's so cool, man.
yeah.
Uh,
And so with that you get the game the best way you can play it. Like 7 and 8 have the, gold edition, so you have all that DLC. I never played any of the DLC for those other two games.
oh boy, you're in for a
mm,
So,
treat. You're in for
yeah.
a treat.
So that was one thing, I mean, like you said, like growing up, we didn't have that extra content, and then so now there's rumors. Well, I think they already announced it, but we're gonna have more DLC for Part 9. We're not sure which way it's gonna go, but I know everybody's leaning towards Leon, because I think that
naturally.
was fun. But I think it was cool the way that they set this game up, though, setting up the two characters. You know, I want to hear from you guys. Like, what was it like for your experiences, like playing as Grace?
Oh my god. You want to go first, Adam?
Nah, man. Take the stage, man.
Oh man, cause every iota, every little small thing, I was just sitting here like, okay, first person, let's get it. I'm thinking it's gonna be first person Leon, and then I'm
Mm,
like, okay, because unlike y'all, I kind of didn't dive deep into all the news for the game, because I was like, I want to be surprised, and surprised I
Mm.
was playing Grace. I was like, girl, why is your like you like why is it hard for you to get weapons and like ammo
Yeah.
and stuff like that? It's like, and then her aim was kind of off a little bit, and I was just always scared shitless playing Grace. Like, I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to just go fast forward to it though. But the moment when she's in the cycle, you know the moment I'm talking about when
Yeah.
she's in the cycle, where the body comes out the closet.
Oh shit.
I'm sitting there like, okay, letting the game play. I'm like, because again, this is like a movie I'm watching, and then all of a sudden the hand comes in, and I literally was like in my parents' house, like, what the fuck is that?
You okay? No.
And so I was like, what the fuck is that? And then when you start this song, I'm like, I gotta fight this bitch now. I'm like, oh my God. Like, no, no,
Hmm.
no. I was like, no. So playing this Grace was just always stress inducing. And
Yeah.
when Leon gave her Requiem, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, oh, Requiem told folks up in his first little, thing when he
Yeah.
went through the city. I'm like, oh, one bullet. I said, are you serious? And I was like, so they because me being a black and gay and stuff like that, the gag in our community is we always play with the female characters like Jill and
Hmm.
Claire because they have better weapons and stuff like that. But they flipped the script on us this time. They sat there and said, "Yo,
Oh,
we can give you the
nope.
bare minimum,"
You
and
ain't get
and
nothing.
with the inexperienced FBI agent, and it's just like, oh my god. So yeah, playing with Grace was just very stressful, and I believe that most of the time I spent playing the game, the hours was mostly trying to sit there and redo some of the stuff Grace was doing because
Hmm.
it was just like torture. So yeah, Grace was an experience, but it was rewarding because I love that scary shit. So it was just like
Yeah.
so yeah, but yeah, Grace was yeah.
What about you, Adam?
Yeah, the like I mean, I read a little bit about like how you like not like spoilers or anything, but how it was really you had to take more of a strategic way to actually like play with Grace and like
Hmm.
I kind of forgot about that because as soon as I like downloaded the game and was actually able to play it, I was like I kind of forgot all that shit. I was just
Yeah.
so I was like and I actually so I know you so I never actually tried the first person mode. I actually kept Grace in third person.
Yep.
Um, still just as I mean, I'm sure it is scary in first, but still, I was still scared in third person, man. Like, um, but it's just kind of cool, like seeing how she interacts with a lot of this stuff and everything. And yeah, it was stressful because like the more I just kept dying with her more than anything, and I was just like, I don't know how to fucking do this shit because every time I try to go and the chef is just
Yep.
slaughtering away in that thing, and I'm just slowly trying to push that shit, and I'm just like, oh, here I go, I'm gonna die again, and then like it was very stressful. But like then once like I kind of got more of a rhythm, or it's just like okay, let me try this and everything. Like you said, it's rewarding as hell, man.
Yeah.
Because like once you can kind of conquer some of that shit, it's just like yeah. And then like you try to find all those coins or the like the money coins to get another pouch. Which even
Yeah.
if when you get that pouch for her, it's like almost nothing. So it's like and then, so it was stressful. It was very, very, very scary. It hasn't really been that scary to play a Resident Evil game probably since like seven, maybe.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was terrifying playing with Grace, and like you just felt like in her voice, and like even in like the cutscenes of her just like her voice like shaking, and like how she
Hmm.
interacts with things. It's like she's a badass, but like she's realistically just this scared person. I mean, like who the fuck wouldn't be scared no matter how experienced you are, man? I mean,
Exactly.
it's just it's such a and it was nice getting a new character just you know add to the lore of this fantastic franchise. So
Yeah.
mhm.
And it was so crazy because I know when I first started off, it was like, oh, keep Grace in first person. And I was like, all right, let me
Mhm.
just roll with it this way. And he was like, dude, man, you got to play with her in third person. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have because I got it on two different systems. So I was like, I'm gonna do that on the
Ah, okay.
Switch and I'm gonna do this on this. And then so I was just like, all right, let me just try it real quick. and I switched it to third person, and so I was just like, wait a minute, this is the way to play because that first interaction with the first zombie, the police officer, when he
Yeah.
starts chasing you and you're running, I'm like, all right, I'm off, I'm out of here on this dude, and then she starts falling.
Oh, dude.
I'm like, yo, what? Yo, get up. And so when she started falling around, I'm like, all right, this is a different type of game. This is a different type
Mm,
of game. And
yeah.
so that's what it was. Like you had to sit there and just break to the hallways, kind of get things in, even with that fuse, like when you're running from that big monster,
Oh
like running down
yes.
that
Holy shit.
hallway, like those experiences just it was just so
Mm,
crazy playing with her in third person. So if you didn't
hmm
play with Grace in third person, definitely go back and try it. I understand everybody's stuck to this first person from 7 and 8, but if you're a true Resident Evil fan, put it in third person because that's how we played growing up.
Hell yeah.
Man. Well, were y'all disoriented about that hallway with the fuse thing? Because some people like, oh, I messed the map. I'm like, how? Like,
Mm,
I'm still confused because I would take that was a big portion of one of the reasons why I was playing with Grace because I was like trying to figure out, okay, which fuse connects to which hallways and stuff. Like, so I was running in circles, then I realized there was an extra hallway that I could not get through. So I didn't know if guys experienced it first through or just second through. You realize,
on the basement.
yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one was it was a pain in the ass down there. I think
Yep.
I was in that part the longest. You know what I mean? Like, because you're sitting there
Hmm.
going back and forth, and then I'm like, wait a minute, all right, nope, this
Right.
goes over here, and
Yep.
so I'm just like, all right, yeah, that was crazy. And then plus,
Hmm
with that thing down there, and then
Hmm.
the zombies, and then the electricity with the water. I'm like, all right, and that's the pieces with
hmm
her where you have to put everything together. And I'm just sitting there like, all right, let me just walk this way, let him follow me. He's gonna go in that water. He's done. So that was that. There's a lot of good things about playing as Grace because it definitely, like I said, I'm a big fan of the first game. So not a lot of ammo, everything that you're kind of going through, that brought it back to the first game because,
Hmm.
part two, like there was ammo everywhere. You had shotguns and, it was just
Yep.
out of control. But yeah, I appreciated that. But taking it to Leon, man, I think that overall, like them keeping Leon a secret for so
Hmm.
long and then dropping the news
Yeah.
that he's gonna be in the game like a month before
Mm-hmm.
it came out or less than a month before it came out. I'm like, yo, this is gonna be fucking crazy. And
Yeah.
Leon
Yeah.
fucking delivered, man. Like it is nuts. They have like the memes going around.
Oh.
Here's playing as Grace, and you're like running screaming, and then it's like Leon. They're showing clips from fucking action movies and
Yeah.
fucking people up. I'm like, that's what it
Yeah.
was. Like
Yeah.
it felt like a two different games, and I think that was cool. That Resident Evil kind of gave us that, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because it just
Yes.
changed, it flipped the script. So like, I want to
Mm.
know what was it like for you guys playing with Leon? Whoever wants to go first.
Go
Adam.
ahead, buddy. No,
Oh.
go ahead, big guy. I got you. Go ahead, buddy. Come on.
Okay. When I heard about Leon, that was like another you know, person to be like, you gonna have to get this game. You gonna have to
Mm,
sacrifice something. And I mean, because the first part was the return of Raccoon City. I was like, okay, that's gonna be badass. But you with
mhm.
somebody you don't recognize and stuff like that. You with Grayson, but they announced Leon. I was like, no, you need to go. You need to go. You need to go ahead and do that. Go ahead and get there. And so when I started playing this Leon, and because there was different factors, that's a whole other episode by itself. But when I started playing this Leon, when he arrives and he's rugged, and I realized he has this damn spot. I'm like, what the hell happened? Did I miss something in 11? I'm gonna kill
Mm.
my friend who said that I had to play 11. Oh no, no, not 11. I didn't, 8. Excuse me. Did I miss something in 8? I don't. I'm gonna kill my friend who told me not to play 8 before playing. So I'm like, what's wrong with my boy? Why did he get bit somewhere? Is there something going on? And then when you see Grace getting taken by the character, and then the way he starts off, I'm like, oh shit. So when Leon's like, okay, let's go. He was like, just like, yeah, let's bam, bam. I was like, yes, yes, because it was like, because it felt like when you played with Leon, you were more confident because
Mhm.
when you see stuff popping off and he just went into like Leon mode. He's like, okay, let's just pop. As he's talking to that was Sherry. As he's talking to Sherry, he just sitting there just popping off everything. And I was just like, you know, I always tell you, don't kill, you ain't gotta kill every zombie. I said, no, this is Leon.
Oh, he got to.
You
Yeah.
got to. And so, and then because it was like I ran out of bullets,
Mm.
and he was in the middle of trying to reload and a zombie attacked me, but then it went into the hole where he reached for the back at that axe.
Yep.
Woo! I was like, whoa, let's just say playing with Leon was a treat because as a Resident Evil player, y'all, all games, I used to always hate playing with the knife. I know
Yeah.
that's a
Yep.
survival thing, and you have to sometimes pull the knife out to just, get through some stuff. But
Mm.
that would be my last resort. I could not wait to use the axe on folks. I could not wait. I was like, yo, you want some of this? And then when he sat there, there to sit there, you can reload and he can sharpen the axe up like
Yep.
that. I'm like, yes, yes. So that's
Yeah.
my main weapon was the axe.
I
So
think one of my favorite memes was like it showed like a clip from uh, Planet of the Apes, and it was like the zombie's face when Leon's chopping the knife for the first time, and it shows the monkey going, "Oh no!" I was like, yo, when he did that, when he stopped, I was like, oh shit, cracked him right in the head. I was like, this is some other shit right here. What about
yes.
Mhm.
you, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, almost word for word, man. Um, I was almost probably going to be pretty upset if like there wasn't anybody from the original games. Like when they
Mhm.
did announce like returning to Raccoon City and all this stuff, I'm like, well, somebody's got to come back, man. I mean, like, come on, man. You got to give us something. And then, I hoped for, other characters to actually be in this game, but but yeah, as soon as they did that whole panel and then they do the whole teaser with the Porsche and then he walks out and then it gets out of the car in the Porsche, everybody in that room just fucking fainted.
Yep.
So did I. So I was like, yep, yeah. And now I'm pretty sure he's like the most like the videos of people.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. It is so fucking entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of worried like when I thought it was going to be one of those situations where, like, if you use like his axe too much, that like it's going to break or some shit. It's like, oh, you
Yeah.
got to go somewhere and repair it. And like, he's just like, nah, bro, hold up.
Yep.
Playing, especially that like first, like when you got to like go through the street and everything, and it's just, yeah, playing with Leon was an intense ride, man. It's just like you get all these frustrations with Grace, and then it's just like you just want to take it out so bad, and then then they finally
Yes.
give you the action, so it's like you
Hmm.
kind of get to take out
Yes.
the frustrations of playing with Grace out with Leon, and because he just goes balls to the wall, man.
Yes.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
it was a Resident Evil dream for sure.
Yes.
Now, Adam,
Yes.
I know you're a big Tomb Raider fan. What if we ever got like a crossover with, you know,
Ooh.
Croft and in the Resident Evil world? What would that look like to you?
Um, I probably wouldn't do anything else but play that, but I mean, it's not even necessarily even out of the realm. I mean, Tomb Raider is definitely dived into worlds with dinosaurs and
Yeah.
fuck it, a lot of shit with Tomb Raider and everything. Oh man, like I mean, if we got like a Leon Laura
Uh,
combination, man,
Mm,
it's like yeah, you can remake five if you want, but like can you give us like Laura and
yeah.
Leon
that
this
would be
time and shit,
crazy.
like you know?
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
it would be, I mean, that would be my ultimate dream. That'd be amazing and everything. That'd be quite a fun thing. What was it
Yeah.
like for you, Brandon? Did you liked like was Leon like a little bit too intense? Was he everything you kind of hoped for when they kind of announced him?
Yeah.
I think at times it was too intense, but like you said, I think like you guys both touched on, it was like coming out of uh Grace's story. when it's like slow pace and like things happening
Mhm.
and you just want to like bust zombies in the head and everything like that. And I'm just like, all right, here we go, taking it to the next level. But
Yeah.
I think at some points, I think I felt like it was a lot, and but I think it evened itself out depending on the spaces you're in. And I think overall for me, I think that I would want to have seen Grace take on more of the bosses. You know what I mean? Like I think,
Yeah.
to prep her because I think that like every big boss battle Leon had to take on. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I was hoping that, for the last boss it would be Grace.
Or at least
And
both of them, or at least
yeah, something.
combination. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's
Hmm.
like the main piece that I had with what do you guys feel about the bosses though that we had gotten in this game? Do you think they were easy or do you think like from the history of Resident Evil? Because on my end, I think they were kind of like easy.
I think the last boss was it was tough. I think I got very frustrated. I did die a good bit on like
Mm,
the last one just because like I don't think I did the health reserves enough throughout like to get to that point. So like I was just constantly dying and but
Mm.
trying to like re-strategize myself and everything. But um yeah, I mean they I think they were challenging and I think they were fun. I think I've experienced a little bit, maybe more difficult ones than previous ones,
no.
maybe a tad bit, but they're theatrical and fun, man, and I mean, it's kind of all I look for in a Resident Evil game. So, yeah.
Now, Mark, there was a boss battle that fucked you up real bad. I want you to fucking share your experience with that boss battle.
Please.
Man, I was sitting there because with Leon, the boss battle that really, if I got to the point where I'm like, before we went into the third act, I was like, okay, these bosses are kind of like, but we get down that damn, lab, and before I got in lab, I'm like, who the fuck is this dude? And he's talking all this shit, and I'm like, what? Let's just say my folks heard me like cussing. I had to put the game down. I really had to put the game down. I was so mad. And I was like, how is he? He's not even a fucking super soldier. I mean, spoiler alert for those who, it's a certain person
Mm,
who comes out and he calls himself wanting to beat Leon's ass and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. And I'm like, I'm shooting at this person. He's dodging shotgun bullets. I'm like, what are you doing? And so
mm,
I was like, oh my God, like, ow. And so it took me, I know, about a good, I want to say 15 tries.
mm.
And it was by luck on that last try. I think I parried and got some jabs in. I'm like, oh, okay then. So I kind of like, okay then. I see what's up. I see what's up. And so
Hmm.
I kept doing that, and then he dropped, and I sat there just went in on his ass. I took that axe, was like, fluff, 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 like you son of a. But I think I know the boss battle that Brandon is actually thinking about. See, Brandon,
Yeah.
you maybe bring up a bad. Okay, so I get there. I had nobody tell me anything because again, this is first weekend. Nobody knows anything. So I'm getting there, and I'm like, there's a shit ton of spider webs around, and I'm like. I'm
Oh.
thinking like it's gonna be, like a little miniature, So this cutscene came in, and I just sat there and said, I just went to panic mode, Adam. I went into panic mode, and I was like, no, I'm gonna have to take this thing down. And when I tell you, I was playing the game like I was playing a controller. I was playing the game like this, like, and I was just swinging. I was just swinging. I'm like, and the next thing you know, we fell through the thing, and then we fell through the other thing. And I was like, is he dead? Is he dead? And as soon as I realized that Joker was dead, I ran. I ran and I did not go back. And I was like, if I see another one like that, I am not
Mm,
going to get through this.
Mm.
And I had so many people send me that cutscene. And I was like, if y'all don't stop sending me this goddamn cutscene, I told y'all my situation. And they were like, you have to do the cutscene. You have to do the cutscene because you have to do the cutscene because you gonna get into it. You gonna get into it. You gonna get into it. I'm like,
Mm.
no, he has to die. He has to die because I'm not gonna sit here. And they were like, well, you can't get past this. I'm like, look, I want to replay this game, but that is one part of the game that I might gonna have to sit there and just ignore. So I don't know.
Mm.
It's,
Yeah.
I like that some people modded it because I think Ice T mentioned like he was upset about them not telling nobody about that,
Mm.
and somebody added Thomas the Train to it. I was like, who do I
Yeah.
get to contact and mod my game because I don't want to go through that again. So yeah, that's the one you're talking about. I have purposely sat there and hid it away because it was just that traumatic, bro. It was just so
Because
bad.
you have a fear of spiders.
Yes,
Yeah. So like
yes.
like
Oh
I sent him
man.
the clip and he goes, dude, like I got problems with spiders. I'm like, oh shit.
Because, because I was like, and he sent it to me. Because wait, did you get to it before I did, or did you get to it after I did?
I think you got to it before me. You got to it before me because I took a break. And then so yeah, and then you were telling me like, oh, you got this far left to go or something like that. So I took a break and then I got to
Mm-mm,
that part.
mm-mm,
What about you,
mm-mm.
Adam? What do you think about these bosses? What was your favorite boss battle?
Oof. Uh, I mean, I wasn't like too keen on the spider one just because like I
Mm.
couldn't like. I mean, it was fun. Um, the I Are we talking spoilers on
Yeah,
this,
we
or
could
we
talk whatever
kind
we
of?
want
Oh,
because if
okay,
you
cool, cool,
haven't
cool.
played the game yet, that's on you.
Yep, it's your spoiler warning now. So 3, 2, 1, get out of here. So my favorite one though, just because obviously it was an RE2 callback, like
Hmm.
seeing Mister
Yes.
Mister Clone Wesker, and then I was just like, this big thing just comes in. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yep.
And then it was fucking Mister. I said, thank you, man. It was just such a the call, like just the details of like, oh shit, like he's back.
Mm.
Why? How?
Right.
But thank you. I don't care how. It's just thank you for like just bringing something from
Mm.
uh the past, man. Like they do a great job in bringing a lot of shit in the past. But the
Yes.
bosses, man, the yeah, Mr. X was, it was just a fun callback and a fun thing to do and everything. The Gideon thing, like towards like the end before he becomes the bigger monster,
Yeah.
uh, was kind of a little bit frustrating just because like I couldn't really do it so easily. The I thought they were more fun than like the hardest thing in the world. Um, the big final one was definitely a reminiscent of like when in RE3 with Jill fighting the huge nemesis monster and everything. So like
Yeah.
I think even if they weren't like the hardest thing in the world, they were fun. They were almost like callbacks, or they were just very Resident Evil to me. So it was just they were enjoying. Hmm.
Yeah. Now, I thought what it was cool because, we've seen these zombies and the monsters evolve over the years, but, seeing these monsters still kind of like in life form, like kind of like being who they were in the
Yep.
past. Like, you know what I mean? Like some of them with the psych patients, they were like losing it and like talking.
Hmm.
And like the opera singer, she was singing, like she was a pain in my ass,
Yes.
but
Yes. Yes.
True that.
I
True that.
took her out one shot. That was my first bullet that I used to
What?
take her out with the Requiem. I shot her and just it was done with
Wow.
that. And then I
Nice.
find out there's another one upstairs in that office. I was just like, those were
Uh,
two pain in the asses. What
Yes.
what zombie really stood out to you guys? Like that was like, the craziest that kind of, fucked you up at times.
hmm, it's a
I
really good
was
one.
I would say the opera singer because it
Arbor.
would have to be the opera singer and a cross between Delwyn and they did a great somebody did a great reaction video to the guy that was you had to get the thing off his arm and then you left and when came back he was gone from his desk. You were like,
Yep.
where the hell did he go? And but to me, it was mostly the opera singer and maybe the ones that had the gear on at the end, at Raccoon City, because
Yep.
they had gear on and they were kind of like somewhat still
Yeah.
cognizant. And
Mhm.
because I mean, they were shooting them grenades, and so it's like, how are they? I'm like, well, I was sitting trying to say, where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it? And it's like I caught myself trying to like throw a bomb up there, and I'm like, that clearly didn't do nothing because he's still shooting
Mhm.
grenades at me and stuff like that. So it got to the point where that was a big detour of the game for me because I saw somebody play it and they got the guy on one hit, and I was like, I had to go all the way around
Mm.
and do all the other stuff and figure
Mhm.
out that I had to get something else to get up there to get to the thing, and I really had to do that. But once I got up there and I once I made sure that I got up there and I realized I could operate the grenade launcher, I took out all those military or armored zombies like right. I just took them all out before I got down. I'm like, I don't want to see no more of you when I get down here. Just get on.
True that.
What about you, Adam?
I think um, the psych patients, especially I think he was a blind psych patient,
Yep.
just like when he was just swinging the the carrier and everything, and then when I think the armored ones were kind of a pain in the ass. I had a little bit of trouble like when they use the rocket launchers and like trying to find shelter before it hits you and shit. But then like when you kill like certain zombies and then they evolved,
Yep.
there that
Yep.
just not
Yes.
irritated me, but it was
Yes.
just so fucking hard to me. I was like, oh my god, dude, I have no bullets in this fucking thing. So it's
Exactly.
oof, yeah. I mean, the opera singer was I mean, there's a lot of memorable ones. And then especially when I know, man, I'm kind of losing like the names and all that, but when like I know when like you get to be Leon again, and you're kind of in that like kind of like very small wooden like building, and then you only have like a certain amount of like space, and he's running from this huge thing. Um, Man, I'm trying to think what that even was. Yeah, there. I think there's too many memorable
Yeah.
things in here to even like point out one. But like when they evolved after you killed them the first time, that was intense. So,
Mm. Yeah, I
mm,
couldn't I couldn't picture Grace going like toe to toe with some of those bigger zombies that like Leon did like in that basement
no.
part or the church. But I think it would be cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like what if you get that opportunity to like kind of switch the
Yeah,
roles and like in DLC to kind of like get that
yeah.
experience. I think that would be cool. Um Now what sections kind of stood out to you guys the most in this part on the maps?
Hmm.
Oh, so for me, it was the psych war because for some reason I wasn't expecting to stay long in the psych ward. I was kind of
Mm.
shocked because I was like, I'm not gonna lie, when they snatched up Grace, I was like, are we going to Raccoon City now? Are we going to Raccoon City now? And then we got to the psych ward, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm thinking like this is gonna be a breeze because we're gonna stay a big chunk of Raccoon City, and then end up playing most of the game in the psych ward. Just that dark, just that darkened building, and the fact that the lack of light, and I was like, Jesus Christ, something's gonna come around the corner, and just like you had to just be on your p's and q's at all times.
Hmm.
But the other thing that also stuck out to me, which I don't think people talk about, was the skyscraper,
Yeah.
because that was terrifying. Because I was like, I think what happened was one of those zombies came at me, and I shot him, but I think I shot too many rounds, and I shot it to the ground, and I went down. And you talk about your whoo. I sat there was like, you idiot. And so I was so mad at myself, but I made sure to like use it as a weapon. So if the zombie was across the room, I would sit there, shoot at the glass, and just be like, just shoot the glass
Yep.
and drop them, and
Nice.
just make sure they don't come nowhere near you. But that part outside of the spider and the I don't know if it's like the soldier or whatever. Those were the high stress levels I had with Leon.
Mm.
They matched the stress levels I had with Grace. You know, outside of outside of everything else dealing with Leon, it was like, okay, let me just take these people out. You know, just take them out just for the heck of it, and because I love playing, just using any type of weapon with Leon because I'm like, if you drop somebody, you're gonna get some more weapons, whether it's some bullets or
Hmm.
something like that. You can always get something.
Mhm.
So it's like I can go ham on somebody on a second and just be. But does the thing that stuck out to me was the skyscraper and the fact that we had to do the psychiatric ward for a long amount of time. So
Hmm. What about you, Adam?
I think when we finally got to Raccoon City, I think I actually remember I messaged. There was only a couple people that have actually well, that I talked to about gaming, but like I think I remember messaging you and when he RPD the old RPD building,
Yep.
and as soon as he steps in, and then it just goes to fucking flashbacks, and then you fucking see Marvin, and then you just see
Yep.
all this shit, and then you see the welcome Leon. I was like, that
it
was
was
my
beautiful.
favorite. That was probably my favorite part of the whole
That
fucking
was
game, to be
beautiful.
honest.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, dude. Um, the skyscraper was fun. I did like the psych ward and everything. Um, the church was
Yep.
a pretty badass part. Trying to trying to get all that shit, and then um, but yeah, I think once we kind of like got over all that and everything, and then as soon as you see the building and everything, and then you see, and then like the more you walk around the RPD and you see like the old like the lion statue where you get like the
Yep.
the coin and everything, and then the Liberty Girl, and I'm like, I'm sold now. Like that RPD building was my absolutely favorite part. It was
Yeah.
so fucking good.
Had nightmares as a kid in that building, so you know,
Yeah, it's like,
shit
oh,
fucked
this is
us
really
up.
pretty, but oh fuck, yeah, remember that part? Yeah, all right.
Yeah, like not my house, but on my way around.
Mm, yep. But at the same time, like I said, man, like with us celebrating the 30th anniversary of Resident Evil, and honestly, like standing in that building definitely made you feel old, you know what I mean? Because I was sitting there just like,
Bruh.
yeah, and I'm like, this building's all fucked up. I'm like, I was a little kid playing part two. Now I'm 40.
Mhm.
I'm like, this is a fucking different world.
Listen, and especially I play. It's kind of crazy to me because I'm a nostalgic freak.
Mm,
So I beat RE2 in this house where we're recording it right now, and I
okay.
also beat RE9 in this house. So it's like, damn,
Nice.
That's crazy.
like like damn, I kind of like what you just said. It's just like I went from being like this because I played RE2 probably when I was like 97, no, not 98, no, whatever year. It was a year after it came out because I was kind of shocked to find it in the thrift store. So I was like, it's crazy how much time went by, and even though I like the way that they mashed it up. It's kind of like they went back and took the RE2 remake settings and they just said, you know what, we're going to utilize this in RE9, so we're just going to go ahead and just, it wasn't hard for them to sit there and recreate
Yeah.
like panel for panel or like screen or whatever. So because I was like, I remember that from RE2, I remember that from RE2 remake and this and that, and I actually went to go try to see if I could find anything like. Because I think somebody said that you could go find some ammo in this in the old weapons room. I'm like, I don't know if I even want to try that because telling
Mm.
me that this weapon's still there makes
Yeah.
me think that it's gonna probably be some big boss guard. And like, yeah, you thought, right? So, but yeah, that was beautiful. And I was telling my nieces, I said, yeah, your uncle actually helped destroy this place.
Because you see this? I did this. I fucked this place up. Oh shit. But it's so crazy though because I wish that it would have like stuck with the story. I wish that we would have encountered the tongue lickers in the prison.
Oh
You know what I
yeah,
mean? At
yeah.
the office.
True.
but we got them at the, at the end, at the,
Mm.
I don't know. But I think that we should have got them there. And I don't think it should have been that many. It was a lot in that game.
Bruh.
Cool,
Oh my
It
God.
was a lot.
Yes.
man. Yep.
But I thought it was cool because, we had a lot of space to take care of them. We didn't have those little narrow
Right.
hallways. So,
Yeah.
Mm.
I'll be
yeah.
honest.
Right.
When I got into the lab and I saw the first liquor, I literally said, "Oh shit!" I was
Hmm.
like,
These
I
motherfuckers are
just had
back.
this. I said they're not just there just for decoration. They're gonna come out eventually. And so I was like, oh God, I was so nervous. I was like, I did not Grace meter went up. I'm like, I'm not playing this Grace, I'm playing this Liam, but I was like, they're gonna shoot out, they're gonna come out, and I'm not ready for this. And I'm like, let me just
Yeah.
stock up on ammo. But yeah.
But I love that they couldn't see in this one though, because in the part two, they were just running after you no matter what, jumping onto you, grabbing on you. And this one, they're blind. And so kind of like gave us the feeling of like watching the descent.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting there
Nice.
just
Mm-hmm.
kind of
Yeah.
like walking, and then I was walking and I stepped on the glass, and then it was like, yeah. I'm like, you
Oh, shit.
motherfuckers.
All right. All right.
Oh my
But did
God.
you notice that? Because it wasn't like that
Yeah.
in the original games. They weren't blind. They were just jumping on you.
They saw
They,
you. They
yeah.
saw you. They were
Or was
waiting
it
for you
just
to
me?
go. No,
Was it just
no,
me?
Well, I
no, they
thought
saw
in
you.
what was it? In RE2 or no? Um, yeah, RE2. If you play the remaster, um,
Were they
like
blind?
when you're, I believe they were because it's like if you, like when you're kind of going through like that one laboratory in RE2, like where you got to get like, you got to go like fight the plants and all this
Hmm.
shit. There's like plant monsters and stuff. Like there's parts where like the liquors will come down and it's like if you slowly go
Hmm.
they don't do anything.
You
I mean
know what?
I can't remember like the old games as much as like the remakes obviously, but
You you know what it is because in the original games, I don't know what it was, but the sound design that they used for the first games, like when you step, it just sounded like you always had like tap dance shoes on, so it was always loud. It was like tick, 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 tick. So
Yeah,
motherfuckers are jumping on you.
yeah.
I'm like, these motherfuckers. But yeah,
It's a
it was cool having them back in the game.
Mm.
But I think I want to know what did you guys think of Emily? That story.
or like I told you, getting introduced to Emily right off the bat. I was looking at her like, "Are you effing serious right now?" Like I gotta. And when when I'm sorry, when she came out when I got the coin, what the ball was the square of the ball that we had
Yeah,
It has
square
like
and
those cube things that you had to what for the door you mean? Like
yeah, I got Emily mixed up with Martha. Excuse me.
the
I
little
was
girl.
worried. Yeah, I was worried about Emily because I thought you meant Martha. I keep getting the names mixed up, but
Hmm.
Emily. When you had to carry her and you getting your ass beat, I was like, why could I just leave you in the room and just like go take her out of this stuff first? But they're like, no,
yeah,
you
she
gotta
was
take
safe in
her.
there. Just stay in there, man.
Yeah, they're like,
Fuck.
no, you have to take her. You have to take her with you to the thing. Because I was like, okay, the last thing I gotta get there, like, oh, you gotta go get Emily. I'm like, why? They're like,
Why?
they were like, it's in Braille. I'm like, who thinks of stuff like this? Like, who in the office thinks? I'm like, and so I'm like, I'm about to take this girl. It's of course she's blind, so you had to pick her up and take her in there. I'm like, oh God, she's gonna whoop. Opposite, she's gonna get my ass beat, and sure as shit stank. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. And I was like, because that was another part of the game where I constantly had to redo over and over again. I
Hmm.
had to be strategic, and because when you had to run through I guess the waiting area, and the guy with the IV whatever, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, Emily, just be quiet and just I mean, she wasn't just yelling anything, but I was like, I can't shoot and do this at the same time, and
Mm.
oh boy, but I'll be honest, but when Martha came out and grabbed her at the end, I was like, God damn it! I was like, well, my niece was like, "You got to go down there." I was like, "Yes, baby girl, go another room because this goes." I'm like, "Just go, go another room now." I like, but yeah, Emily was. I don't know. I feel bad for her though. I'm sorry. I'm taking too much. What about you? I'm sorry. Yes, because I would
What are
go
you saying
just
sorry for, man? Get out of here.
no. I'll
Uh,
just yeah.
Personally, it was not one of my favorite parts, to be
Mm,
honest. Like, especially when it came down to like the orphanage part. I'm
yeah.
like, what is this?
Hmm.
I get it for the story and everything, but I'm just like, this is like taking away too much from Grace and or Leon. I was like,
Yes.
all right, come on, like,
Yeah.
like it wasn't my favorite part. The orphanage part, like trying to like get past those evil things. I was just like, I I don't want to do this. I was just, it just wasn't one of my favorite parts,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Which one was
So,
more tense though? The RE2 Sherry um walk, the her little thing, or was it the Emily thing?
um,
Mm,
well, I mean, they're kind of almost equal. I mean, to be very honest, that actually really wasn't one of my favorite parts either. It's just, I, I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. Those.
Um, yeah,
Yeah. It's hard because it's like like you said, you want to get back to the action. You want to get back to the main game, like,
right. Yes.
but overall, I think I'll take Sherry and Emily over Ashley. You know what I mean? Any day.
Oh man, poor
Leon,
Ashley.
help! Leon, help!
Yeah, I could give you that. I could give you that. I could give
Yeah.
you
Uh,
that.
uh,
Nah, that pain in the asses. Uh, but overall, you know what I mean? Like I said, this game probably is like one of the best Resident Evil games because it gave us everything we wanted from each game in the franchise. But I want to know, like, when you guys completed the game, was you surprised that there was going to be two endings?
that pissed me off.
Yeah.
I said that was, I thought that was stupid to me personally. I
Oh,
Mm,
like because one of my other buddies, she was like, "Did you?" It confused me because she was like, "Did you play the real?" She said the real ending or the fake ending. I was like, "There's two endings to this. What are you talking about?" So like when the part came, I thought like trying to I for some reason I played the dumb ending first, and I was
yep.
like,
hmm.
"Oh, that's really how you end this game." I was like, "No, no, no,
Listen.
no."
Yep.
Mm-mm. That pissed me right off. I was like, no. And then, it comes to like, oh yeah, you can replay this and redo. I'm like, well, yeah, I don't.
Right,
Oh,
right.
I don't actually even get why they did that. I mean, I never even like read into it of why they did it, but
Yep.
I hated that.
What did you think, Mark?
Boy, I look, I wrote, I don't know if you saw my posts that I made. I went through
Mm.
a series of, you got to be fucking kidding me. I know I didn't go through all this damn trouble for it to end like this. First and foremost, this is how y'all gonna take out Leah S. Kennedy? Like, I
Mm,
was like, this is how
mm,
y'all gonna
mm,
do it? Like, no, this was like very unceremonious. It was like this is
Mm.
like the character in not only RE history though, but in video game history. And this is how y'all do him? Like, how dare you? Then I was like, this is not an RE ending. And I was like, so
Mm.
you mean to tell me that she's trying to sit there and protect? We get we get we get punished for doing the right thing.
Mm.
Because at this point we did not know what Olympus was. We thought we all we knew was like it's another virus. We didn't have the T virus. We didn't have the G virus. We didn't have the whatever else virus. We didn't have the what's the virus that was in Resident Evil 4 and 5?
oh,
The Plaga virus. We didn't. It's like we don't
Mm.
need no more viruses. Just eradicate it, destroy it, and then it's like okay, boom, everything crumbles. Like and so like you said, Adam, the thing goes off. So I'm sitting there doing the whole, looking like this entire time. The credits is rolling. Like I did my little post. And I'm sitting there like, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe. Then I get to the thing and said, you want to play the second ending? I'm like I smell a stunt. And so I went ahead and played it. And then so I'm like, okay, I'm not obviously not gonna choose to eradicate the stuff again. So I'm
Hmm.
gonna go ahead and just. And so when Grace explained it, I was like, oh. And then I was like, wait a minute. So in my mind, I was like, there's 1,000 Resident Evil fans around here who are just like, no, destroy the virus because if these games told us anything, viruses are bad. I mean, see, if the
Hmm.
games haven't told us anything, then real life should tell you viruses are bad. You don't want to put another virus out in the world, so you're going to trick up a lot of people. But then I said, there's a lot of people who play Resident Evil that likes to see the world burn, so they probably got the first ending right off the bat. They're like, yeah, release it. This, just release it.
Hmm.
So when they released it, and then you realize that it was a cure, the first thing I came to mind, somebody inject Leon immediately. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I was like, somebody inject Leon immediately because I don't want my man to go
Mhm.
out like that. And as soon as they injected Leon, he went into like it kind of reminded me of the end of one of my favorite moments from the original Resident Evil movie is when Rain reanimates.
Okay.
And when you turn around and she cracks her neck and she's like, "Let's go." I'm like, that's pretty much what I got from Leon. Like, he cracked his neck like, "Let's go." I'm like, yes. And so when you realize that then Victor pops up, I was like, because my boy was like, "No, it was you, wasn't it? Brandon, was you said that? Said they were gonna sit there and let Victor just disappear like that?"
Yeah, because I
And
said
I'm
that
like, "Yeah," and
it's
I was
off the
like,
bike scene. So I was like, they can't do
"Yeah."
that.
And so when he came in, I was like, "Okay, it's gonna be a 2 for 1." I said, "I think I'd rather go for Victor instead of second Wesker here." But the
Second
Wesker
Wesker.
guy, he lost his power. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna fight him. I'm gonna fight Victor. And
Hmm.
when Victor started transforming, I was like, yeah, bring it. Let's go. Let's go. I said, this is a Resident Evil ending. This is the
Exactly.
final
Right.
boss. I was like, this is how you end this. And it took
Mhm.
me, I'm sorry, Adam, it took me like 2 or 3
Damn.
tries to knock him out because I noticed that when he did the, because I'm not gonna lie, he kept knocking me out because I was blind. I was so excited
Mm.
that I was
Mm.
doing this that I didn't realize there was other ammo and because I'm just like you, Adam. I'll be honest, I didn't have nothing left in me,
Yeah.
and I was like when he started like knocking stuff over, and I started seeing like on the second or third try, like oh there's a medical pack over there, there's a
Yeah.
weapons. I was like okay, so I sat there, went over there, I just sat there, told myself when I went to the third time, like okay, go for all the other stuff. We start snacking stuff over.
Hmm.
And when I realized what I was doing, I was sitting there going through the weapons like, do, do, okay, out, switch over, do, 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 out, switch over, do, 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 out. And when he sat there with that, I was like, okay. And that's
You
when my
good.
nieces came in. They were like, oh my God, what is that? I said, your uncle just killed that thing. I'm like,
Your uncle
it's
just killed
over.
that thing.
It's over. It's over. It's done. I'm like, and I walked out my old bedroom like, yeah, I still get it. I still get
Yeah,
it.
You need
you know
you
what's
need
So,
up.
to you need to make sure that your nieces are not going to school telling people that you're killing people and destroying buildings and shit. My uncle
oh
did
man,
it.
oh man,
Your uncle just killed.
do kids like my shadow. They sit there. Look, I've been watching horror with them for the first time. They done went through all the screams and they went through Nope and everything. They're living for this shit now. So and they're two nieces. They're my two nieces.
That
They're
was good.
like my
Nice.
hearts. And but they're like, oh, because my the oldest niece here at the house right now, she wants to do what we're doing right now, like
Yeah, okay.
podcasting and streaming and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So that's why she wanted to see me play the game. And I was like, look, when I'm playing these games, I need complete silence and no interruptions. Cause I'll like you go see a very ugly time a side of me if I keep losing. You know what I'm saying? Like so I'll like, so y'all go to the room and I sit there. So when I came out the house, I did the little walk like and my mom was like, you beat it? I said, I beat it.
I
I beat
beat
it. And she was like,
Yeah.
okay, then, because you can calm down because you've been home one all weekend. I'm like, yeah, because it had to be done. It had to be done. But
it.
yeah,
Had to be done.
it had to be done because I didn't get a chance to tell you guys how I started the game. I just wanted to say this right quick. I was just trying to download the game onto my PS5, and that was gonna be it. I was like, I'm gonna download it,
Hmm.
and I go back to the house. I'm gonna have it ready to play for me. I just wanted to have it to download down here to make sure there was no error or anything like that. Because sometimes my PlayStation goes out mid download and I didn't want to mess up nothing. So I brought it up here to download, and then the game started playing, and I just got sucked in. And keep in mind, this was like at 9 o'clock at night, not 10 o'clock at night. When I looked up, and I think I got to the psychiatry ward, it was 8 o'clock in the morning.
Mm.
Damn.
So that's how this game grasped me, y'all. And so I was like, and my mom was like, "Don't you gotta go do?" I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go do that, and I'm gonna come back and get back on the game." And I said, "You know what? As a matter of fact, let me take care of everything else to take care of, so I won't be interrupted." Because I was off that weekend, Brandon,
All right.
and
I thought you
I
quit your
was
job. You're
look,
supposed to be at work. I quit.
look, because no,
Yo,
because
Raccoon
this
City needs me. Come on.
I,
Damn.
I will tell you this though. They know to prepare the others when GTA 6 drops later this year. They know to
Uh,
prepare the others. It's not gonna be a week. It's gonna be a week because I was like, I'm gonna be all in on the game though. But I lucked up. I was supposed to go to Scream Seven's a Scream Seven party down in Atlanta, and something
mm.
came up where I couldn't make it, so I was already off.
Oh,
And I
okay.
was just like, I guess I just spent time. It was just like a lot of factors to why I bought that game. But no, the ending, the ending itself was just the bad ending was just like you said, Adam. It was unnecessary. It was kind of like a slap to the face for a lot of people. And so when people actually sat there and lived through the credit, went through the credits, and they got to the second part, it was like, okay, you made me wait. You
Yeah,
made
for
me
all
wait,
that.
yeah, for all of that. And so it felt like a real ending once I sat there and beat Victor. And as soon as the game was over with, I don't know if I hit you up, Brandon. I think I did. I was like,
Mm.
everybody who played Resident Evil who was interested, I said, I need the DLC right now. I
Yep.
need it right now. I need it right now.
I need it. I need it. Now,
Yes.
how many hours did it take for you guys to complete the run through? Because
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna
I
show you.
clocked in 10 hours and 18 minutes.
I was so mad when you showed me that. I was
I
so
think I was
mad.
also mad when you showed me that because, or I think I showed you mine and you were like, yeah, 10 hours. Because I think I was close. I was like, I think I was 12 hours just because, like, I was like, yeah, I spent too much time, like, looking through shit. And then, like, of
Mm,
course, when the RPD building came and I was like, well, let me just go explore. I don't really want to play the game.
Exactly.
I just want to see what's all in this building and shit. So I was
hmm
Right.
like, oh, that took a little bit of time. So yeah, I think mine was around like 12 hours.
Okay.
Mm.
Yo, that was the first one.
17,
17 hours,
18, 17,
17.
19.
And then that was before the second ending. As the second ending.
No, okay. Yeah, going against Victor puts that time on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. It was only what, like 10, like it was
Yeah.
only like 11 more minutes. And I was like, okay. So I
Right.
was like 17 hours, but I think most of it came from, like I said, just freaking out about Grace and
hmm
constantly getting beat up by the what's the guy called? I guess he's supposed to be like one of the umbrella guys or something like that.
Oh, the
Question,
yeah, there was rumors that I guess that's a guy from like a past game that you were
really?
fighting with Leon, yeah. And then so there was something that was brought up
Um,
that when you go back to that room, that body's not on the floor. That guy didn't die.
what
Oh,
Husk? No,
Yeah,
that's
Husk. Yeah,
is it
Husk.
Husk? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't
oh.
remember what game he was
I can't
from.
either. They made a big deal, and I was like,
Yeah.
I kind of feel like a
Well,
really
see,
shitty fan. I don't really remember.
well, no,
Yes.
because see, I remember Husk. Was it because there was a secret level on Resident Evil 2? Was he not one of those one of those characters you played? Because I never got a chance to play as him.
Mm.
Because they call it like a cleanup team. Oh, I don't know if it was Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 3, but it's like a cleanup team that came in and they worked for Umbrella. I know it was one was called Husk, and I know it was another one, but it was another level that you played as Tofu or something like that. And they said you can actually see Tofu when you're in the Resident Evil, when you were in the Raccoon City police department, like running around outside. It's just
Mhm.
a big piece of tofu with some type of thing on his head. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, so I just looked it up now. His name's Hunk. So I
Yeah,
guess
Hunk. Yeah.
he's has some context that's back from like RE4. He's a legendary Umbrella mercenary known as Mr. Death. So,
Hmm.
goes back to he's a play like you said, yeah, he's a playable crack character in part two. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I think so. I
Yeah.
don't think he died in that game, so we're gonna see something probably pop up in another game in the DLC. But,
That's what I'm about to say. The DLC, he might sit there and say, "Hey, Lee, I want a rematch," and I'm be like, "Yo, I
you
ain't
want a
got it in me.
rematch.
I ain't got it in me, bro." I'm like, "Yo, just no," but
So
I
now
don't
I don't know
know.
when we're gonna get another Resident Evil full game, but who would you guys want to see return in part 10?
Oof.
Adam, you want to
Um,
go?
no, go ahead, man.
No, I
Take it.
was saying because if it's the this should have been the 10th year. This should have been the 10th game, in my personal opinion. That's
Mm,
just me. Because it would have been great to line up with the anniversary. However, it is what it is. I want to see everybody come back in some capacity. Not do what Resident Evil 6 did,
that's what I was going to say.
but
No thanks.
not do that, but just be like, I don't know. Maybe if you sit there, because they always like to do, one guy and one girl or something like that, unless they do like a whole game with just one person. But I feel like it's gonna have to be something special about being the 10th one. Some will say that this is the special game, given the fact that it landed in the 30th anniversary.
Hmm.
But 10 is a very big, significant number. So maybe do a cross generational thing. Maybe have put Sherry back out in the field or something like that with Chris or something like just a weird pairing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That
Hmm.
or pair them with two people that have not been paired before. You know what I'm saying? Maybe do Jill and Rebecca or something that's like that. I don't know.
Nah. What
Hmm.
about you, Adam?
Well, I mean, from the ending of nine, I if they whenever they do make X, I'm sure we'll see Chris.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't I wouldn't be opposed to that. I mean, you put Chris and Leon together,
Yeah,
then it's gonna be a fucking bloodbath.
yeah,
Uh, and then yeah, I know like supposedly in the DLC we are like the director keeps teasing this whole like married life for Leon.
Mm.
right.
Um, and you know, for a possible tenth, I mean, I think that'd be whoever it does turn out to be would be a nice like maybe a husband and wife team up.
Yeah.
With I mean, you could do like Chris too. You could have a storyline with Chris and everything, but like, um, I mean, I'm always crossing my fingers for Jill, but um, or Ada,
Yeah.
or
That'd be hot.
having like, I mean, if you're gonna bring Chris back, you got to bring Claire back,
That's what I was
and
gonna
Yeah.
you
say.
know, there was I mean, like with all that like married to Leon rumors, like of course there's multiple people, which I'd laugh my ass off even just for you, Brandon, if it was Ashley that he actually got married to.
Oh wow.
But I don't think I don't think I think he would not lose fans, but they'd be like,
Uh,
Really?
really, exactly.
Leon, you need to go to the
But
supermarket.
like I think for an X you I think you bring back Chris as teased at the end, but you make it a like Leon finally kind of getting some peace, or you show him going back home to his wife, whoever it is, and then
Hmm.
shit ensues, and then they both have to like gear up like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, like they have a whole like
Yeah.
gun room and shit, and like then they take on whatever comes next. So I would kind of like uh I would like a Claire Leon husband wife team up. I think that'd be an awesome way to bring that back, and then you bring in Chris as well, just because it's a whole Redfield thing. So I think that'd be a great X. I don't know where they would go or could go or whatever new virus, whatever. But they tease a lot of shit in nine, which
Mhm.
so that's what my hope is. I wish I would hope they bring back Claire.
Yeah, I can see them bringing Claire back because that's the thing. I think, Code Veronica being the remake choice, that they're saying is
Mhm.
going to happen. That's bringing Claire and Chris back to the forefront. And overall, Chris has been a part of seven and eight. So
Yes.
Mhm.
it makes sense. You know what I mean? And plus he's just on a whole nother level now anyway, so he's part of the DLC for those games. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, did y'all did y'all read through Grace's report by any
But at
chance?
the end,
Yeah.
I read some of it, I skimmed through it.
Yeah, not.
Oh man. I read that entire thing. I was like, wow, because
Hmm.
it kind of ties in Code Veronica and all these other games. It can pretty much gives you a hidden history of Resident Evil. Like you, where you think what was going on.
Mhm.
It's a great read. It's a great read.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I feel like that's by that report being released, it changes kind of what everything we thought about what was going on behind the scenes Resident Evil in terms of like the viruses and the Spencer Mansion and was it the who was the villains in Resident Evil Code Veronica? Was it the Spencer twins or like
Mhm.
um
I think so. I can't
yeah, so
remember.
it
I
all
only
that
played that
ties
one
in.
time.
Oh yeah, all that ties in, and it was talking about how well, spoiler alert for those who have not read the report yet. If you mind me to go on, Brandon, but
You're good.
actually, it was in game. This was actually in game. They said in game that the they told everybody the strike on Raccoon City was to eradicate the virus, but in actuality, it was to protect what was on of the ground.
Mm.
And so they gave why they did that in the report and everything. And I was like, oh my God. So because the government knew about it. And it's just like, damn, like Jesus Christ. Like, and I don't know. Cause I didn't know because when Resident Evil 6 started, I guess I wasn't paying attention to like the in-between movies that came out.
Mm.
And you had Leon's biggest issue was that he felt like he failed by protecting the president. If I read correctly, the president found out what actually happened in Raccoon City in '98, and he was getting ready to expose it, and that's why they took him out.
Oh, okay.
And
Damn.
so that so it was just like Jesus, all this stuff is tied together. So their report is a damn good read. So it made me want to go back and actually watch those in between
Yeah, I kind of
movies and
want to do
stuff
that now.
like that.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
that's the thing, I feel as though, we've been robbed over the years for some of the Resident Evil movies that have come out because they don't
Mm-hmm.
stick to the actual game. Like, you know what I mean? And I
Mm-hmm.
think that like overall what they should do is just kind of make the animated like the gameplay like the same because I think they released those on like Blu-rays and stuff like that where they have their own movies. But if that was like released in a theater, I think it would go crazy instead of us just getting these live action movies. I mean, I think that
Yeah.
the gamers and everybody that love Resident Evil would go see that on the big screen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in saying that, what do you guys feel about Zach Krager's new film that's getting ready to come out that he's working on?
I'm intrigued. I'll be honest. I have not seen Welcome to Raccoon City yet
Mm,
because I was told that they could have kept it, and it was kind of like they kind of. And I was trying to figure out there were people was upset about it because some of the heritage of some of the characters. But if that's the case, then I'll go ahead and watch it because I have
Mm,
one friend that said it was actually decent.
mm.
He says it's actually pretty good. He actually enjoyed it. He said you should watch it if you're a fan.
I think it was the
But
closest
I,
to any of the
it was.
movies.
It was.
yeah,
It was definitely the closest.
and they said that Zach Kreger. I just keep hearing that he said that this is not going to follow beat by beat some of the games. It's just his own take. I'm like, bro, look, I loved weapons. And I love Barbarian. Please don't say that
Yeah.
because I was like,
Too late,
I've been
pal.
here
He
for
said it.
Hmm.
yeah, because I'm like the only reason I was like, don't say that because I'm like, you're shooting yourself in the foot before the movie comes out because you're gonna have people who's already campaigning
Yes.
based off of that statement to not go see the movie, and I'm like, don't do that. Just to be like, just. keep your lips zipped, and then just let everybody let's see the trailer because doesn't supposed to drop this October.
I'm not even sure the release date on it yet.
Let me
But
check that out right quick.
there was some clips, they're showing the zombies running full speed, and so that pissed a lot of people off too. So
Oh no, we ain't got time for that. I don't unless there's some type of those the demon zombie from Resident Evil 1, unless they did that, then yeah, because I don't want to see no running zombies in Resident Evil.
yeah, there's like a clip like chasing people towards the cars and shit. But overall, I think he's a fan of the, franchise. And like after he said that, there was a comment that was like a statement that was put out. Well, he beat the game twice already. They beat part nine twice, and they're saying, we think we're in good hands. He already beat the game twice. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Resident Evil, the movie comes out this September.
September?
September 18th. September
Oh,
18th.
okay.
Yep.
Damn.
So what do you think about it, Adam?
I think it's a mistake.
Uh,
But you know, I after I did see Weapons, I before he said all this stuff about like, you know, his I guess his vision or what he wants to do with the his Resident Evil movie. I think the way that he kind of did Weapons, I was just like with the camera work and the direction, I was like, you know what? I'll give you Resident Evil, man.
yeah.
And then he opened his mouth, and I said, I am not happy. Like I was just like, I was like, man, you had an opportunity to like I get it if you don't really want to like do the same thing, I guess, but like
Hmm.
or tell the same story with the same characters, but it's like that's why we want to see Resident Evil live action. We want to see Jill, we want to see Claire, we want to see the fuck it's I think it'd be such a great opportunity to start a whole franchise from scratch and just you,
Yeah.
you literally just have to make Resident Evil 1 in the Spencer man. Like that's all you got to do.
Hmm.
Just give us that. What are you? Why are you not giving us that? And it's just a reminder of I don't know. It's such a disappointment to actually hear the way that he's going with the movie. To be honest.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, man. I think that no matter what, whoever you give this project to, I don't know if it's ever going to go well. It's not going to be received well by fans because the story is just so great and we've been, spoiled for 30 years with something special. And that's why I say,
Mhm.
I think they should just kind of make the video game style type game movie
Yeah.
and just release stuff like that. And, have the
Yeah.
creators that make the game just it's like a full run of cutscenes. You know what I mean? And I think that
Yeah,
a lot of people would be
Yes.
happy with that
Yeah.
because live action is not the way to go. We were kind of supposed to be given a film by George Romero. Did you guys see the documentary about
Yeah.
that?
Hmm.
I have yet to
Yep.
see it.
Uh,
I've yet to see it, but I heard the script was horrible.
yeah, there was a lot of back and forth about that,
Hmm.
so it's like you never know. But is
Mhm.
it as bad as the first actual movie?
Well,
So
this is a key details. According to Google, it says that the film is described as an original story focusing on a single protagonist's harrowing journey, similar to the tension of Resident Evil 4 and the chaos of Evil Dead 2. It follows a courier in a Raccoon City hospital outbreak. He says that he has not watched the previous Resident Evil movie adaptations, and the story does not focus on popular game characters, but rather tells a new story within the established lore. So I'm thinking he's trying to like, say like this take like if you're playing the game, this is like one of the NPCs. You'll
mm,
follow the NPC in one of the games or something like that.
this is
So
Zach.
yeah.
Okay,
Who the
I don't
fuck
know.
wants to watch that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, what?
Uh,
I'm so sorry. I just like it could be like creepy and scary and shit. And I mean, like, so what? So if you don't really include the characters, are you going to include even stars or RPD? Probably RPD, but are you going to even do stars? Are you going to do like what are you going to do?
yeah.
Hmm.
Well, there
I
was
just
supposed to be like the crackhead guy from Weapons. He's supposed to be
That's the
playing
one.
Leon.
I
So is
I didn't
that
see
not
who.
Leon now? Because
I
that's what
think
it
that's
was
who
saying. It
that
was supposed to be.
is.
That was last year. So
I
they were
think
saying it was
that's.
supposed
I
to be
didn't know
Leon.
that. That's interesting.
I
Yeah.
think the. I think the courier, because they got the guy who played in Weapons as Brian.
Oh, okay.
I
So
see the courier.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
he's
So
the
he's the main
courier.
character. So, but the thing is, that was supposed to be Leon. So now that's the
Interesting.
news that I got. You know, what I mean, I thought this was what it was supposed to be. So hey,
I've seen a bunch of like, well, they're obviously very AI or like edited photos of um Robert Pattinson
yeah,
as Leon. Did you see that shit?
yeah, I
Yeah.
seen that.
I was like, he looks just like him. I mean, shit, he could probably do that shit, man. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
It'd
man.
be
So
cool
it's
if
hard.
they keep it. It'd be cool if they keep it Lee the raps just to like throw people off. So if he pops up in the movie, it's like a fan, like reaction
If
or
Mm,
something
he
like that.
if he pulls some shit like that, then I'll forgive him, I guess. But like,
that's
it's
the thing.
just
If you're a fan, then you know what people want. You know what
Right.
people need.
exactly.
You know the franchise. So it's like, don't tell me that you're a fan and you do something totally different.
Yeah.
You
Don't
know,
call
so
Resident Evil
Yeah.
that, man.
Yeah,
evil resident.
because Evil Resident or the Asylum picture be like, yeah, that's the Asylum version though. It'd be called Evil Resident. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I hope that he does something like that. I feel like with his previous two movies, Barbarian
hmm
and Weapons, that I feel like that's the thing. It's like you think you know what's gonna happen going into it, you only get like a gist of it, then you get into the movie, it's just like, oh, this is totally different. This is a totally different experience than I was expecting, and I'm hoping he does that with Resident Evil because he says he's a big fan. He says he's a big fan.
hmm
And I don't know,
Hmm.
but
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, pal.
We're all right, buddy. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. Like I said again, you guys want to plug your outlets or anything like that so people can check your content out. Go ahead. The spotlight is yours.
Go ahead, Mark and
uh,
Mark.
okay. Midnight Social Distortion is my podcast. You can find it on all podcast networks. Follow me on Instagram, Marco Estes, private account, Midnight Social Distortion, all one word, public account. You can also find me on Threads, Blue Sky, and my blog, Black Gay Horror Nerd, is on Horror Movie Blurred. I'm sorry, horrormovieblog.com, excuse me. And then you can find my articles in Phantasm Magazine that is based in London. So yeah.
Damn, that's a lot.
Thank
Good shit. Dude.
you,
Yeah,
thank
you
you.
can just find me on Instagram at press start to escape. That's all I got, my man.
There
Thanks
you
for
go.
having me, man.
No doubt. Everybody
Yeah.
listening, thank you. We'll be back again next week with another episode. Until then, keep gaming.
Keep gaming.
Takes a lot of love for a person to do this.